slides have brilliant. Can we have the next slide, please? So just quickly give you a little bit of an overview of the faculty. Now, the Bartlett is, or the Faculty of the Built Environment, is a collection of schools and institutes where our primary work is around human spaces. It means that we're looking at physical structures like homes, buildings, and cities, but we're also considering invisible structures that govern how things happen, both political and legal systems, financial frameworks, and social norms. And within the courses, you may also be looking at what's gone on in the past, what's happening now, but also looking towards the future. And we're hoping through the work that we do that we will build everybody a better future. Now, as I mentioned, we're made up of 13 schools and institutes, and 4 of these offer undergraduate programs. So a lot of the Bartlett is involved in postgraduate research, but 4 of our schools have undergraduate programs. And our undergraduate programs cover everything from architecture and planning to sustainable construction and energy. Now, we're very proud of the fact that we are a world leader. We're ranked #1 globally for architecture and built environment studies. And this is both in the QS World University rankings, and this has been for the 3rd year running. And we're #1 in the UK for the 11th year running in terms of architecture and built environment studies. We're also ranked UK #1 for built environment studies in the last Guardian survey. So, very happy to have this position. We are a large multidisciplinary hub for built environment education and research, which means there's lots of different things going on across the Bartlett. And it does mean we offer a very vibrant and collaborative space where our students don't just study, they're immersed in the world around them. And in the future, we are hoping that they are going to help shape it. We have very strong links with industry, with policy and with practice. And by coming to the Bartlett, this helps open different doors into these worlds. Next slide, please. So, what is the built environment? In its most basic form, we just think about it being buildings, but actually it's an awful lot more than that in terms of what our courses cover and what we're involved with. So it's about everything to do with design, the construction, and the management of the built environment. But it's also about the surrounding spaces and the spaces in which we live and work. And so it's very much about people as well, in that we're designing spaces for people and we're looking at the spaces that people will inhabit in the future. So we study architecture, urban planning, and construction. And in studying these, we're looking to help shape future spaces that people will be living in. So you can think of houses, cities, public transport, road layouts, and high-rise buildings, and everything that defines urban life. And also we're thinking about the connecting spaces, the public spaces, the spaces where people meet, places like town squares and pedestrian areas where communities gather, and the kinds of importance of those as well. And you probably are all aware how important sustainability is. And so part and parcel of our programs is ensuring that our courses are considering sustainability in areas like renewable energy, how we can construct greener buildings, and the way that we carry out construction. so that in effect our environmental footprint is as small as possible. So the built environment isn't just buildings, it's more than just buildings, hence why we have multidisciplinary areas coming together in terms of what's going on within the Bartlett. Next slide, please. Now, we're lucky to be based in London. London's an amazing city in which to study. It provides us with a living classroom in terms of what's going on around us. It has over 2,000 years of urban development, so it offers a unique blend of both historic preservation and cutting edge innovation in terms of what you're going to be exposed to. So within the City of London, for example, you'll find Roman ruins, but you're also going to find smart city infrastructure. And so students are able to see the evolution of architecture, planning and engineering firsthand. So it's not only there as a backdrop in terms of your studies, you would be engaged with assessments which may take place within the city, and you are encouraged to critically engage with what is going on around you. Not only ensuring that the work is academically rigorous, but also that it's socially and environmentally relevant. And so, for example, in terms of our construction students, they recently visited major residential developments in London, such as Oval Village, which is built by Berkeley Homes, which actually we have ex-students who from previous courses who work for Berkeley Homes. London's also voted the UK and Europe's best student city, as it offers unrivaled opportunities in terms of everything that's going on around you. Next slide, please. Now, graduating from the Bartlett means stepping into a world of opportunity. We provide lots of support in terms of helping people when they graduate. So, for example, we have tailored career support, including CV and portfolio advice. We have industry-specific workshops. For example, our architecture students attend an annual future practice event, which brings together 30 leading architectural practices, and there it's bringing professionals into the room who are able to help guide students in terms of their applications. We have very strong industry connections. So within the school that I'm based in, for example, we have industry advisory boards for each of our courses, and the industry practitioners are always very willing to help and support students. We have strong connections with professional bodies as well. They also come in and meet with students, and they include the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, the Chartered Institute of Building, and the Association for Project Management. And students may also benefit from internships or guest lectures from leading firms such as Foster and Partners and Arup. And they're just a couple of examples of the many companies that we work with. And these links can translate into real jobs. And in terms of people going on an internship or a placement, for example, and impressing the placement host such that a job is offered at the end of studies. Our top employment areas include construction, built environment and property, followed by government and policy, creative arts and financial services. And our graduates go into a wide varieties of roles, including architectural technicians, planning officers, project managers, and even graphic designers and civil engineers. What I would say as well is that we have amazing alumni. In other words, students who graduated from our courses who we're still in contact with, who also help in terms of providing support to current students. And so, once you become part of the Bartlett, even once you've graduated, you become part of a much, much bigger network. Next slide, please. Now, we have what's called the Bartlett Promise, and the Bartlett Promise is a long-term project to attract students from a broader range of backgrounds to tackle the lack of diversity in the built environment. It's a scholarship which covers tuition fees, living and study costs for the duration of your degree studies. So if you actually win the Bartlett Promise, you are funded throughout your degree. Recipients also receive mentoring, pastoral support and careers advice throughout their studies. And the purpose of the Bartlett Promise is to provide a university education that's open to all, regardless of means, diversify the student body, and therefore diversify built environment professions. At undergraduate level, we offer 10 scholarships. They're for UK domiciled students with home UK fees. There are specific eligibility criteria, so if you're interested in this, please explore our website further. Now, I'm going to introduce my colleagues who are going to give you some specific information about the courses within the different schools, beginning with Daniel, who's going to give you an overview of the courses within the School of Architecture. So I'll depart, sorry, missed a slide there.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Ailey, for the introduction. My name is Daniel. I'm an architect, and I'm also an associate professor here at the Bartlett School of Architecture. And we have a wide range of undergraduate courses that are all tailored to different interests and career goals within architecture. Next slide, please, Arlene. Thank you. So first we have the Architecture BSc. This is our longest running undergraduate course, and it's a design-led, studio-based degree that focuses on nurturing your creativity, your critical thinking, and practical design skills. And it's typically the first step towards becoming an architect, a qualified architect in the UK. If you're interested in exploring architecture as part of a broader intellectual and cultural field, we have the Architectural and Interdisciplinary Studies BSc, and this could be a course for you. This is a course that follows a liberal arts approach, which is quite unique in the UK, and it offers flexibility to explore other disciplines like history, anthropology, or computer science alongside architecture. And it allows you to build a very personal and very critical approach to the study of the built environment. In addition to these two courses, we have two integrated masters, the MSci and the MS. For those who are looking for a more integrated pathway into professional qualification as an architect, we have designed the Architecture MSci. It's in its sixth year running this year. And this is a pioneering course which combines academic study with professional experience, and both the RIBA Part 1 and Part 2 qualification over 5 years. It's a comprehensive route for students that are set on a career in architecture practice from day one, and it includes a placing year in practice in the last year. So we have our second batch of students in placement this year. And finally, another of our newer courses is the Engineering and Architectural Design MEng. It's again a fairly unique course and quite interdisciplinary in its setting. It's run jointly with the UCL's engineering faculty, and it's a 4-year course that is designed for students who want to work across disciplines to tackle complex design and engineering challenges in the built environment. It carries professional accreditation from the accrediting bodies for architecture, but also civil engineering and building services and environmental engineering. So across these 4 courses, you will find a very strong commitment in the school to design excellence, but also to innovation and critical thinking. So no matter which of these 4 courses you choose, you're going to benefit of state-of-the-art facilities, dedicated studio spaces, cutting-edge digital fabrication labs, and also fully equipped workshops in all of our campuses. You will also be working closely with expert tutors who are leading practitioners in their own right, but also researchers and designers. And now something that is important to flag up for anyone thinking of studying architecture is that the Architects Registration Board, which is the statutory body that regulates our profession in the UK, is proposing some nationwide changes to the pathway of accreditation. And this in the vein of the diversifying and opening up the profession, are trying to create new routes into architecture, similarly to the integrated masters that I've just spoken about and that the Bartlett has pioneered. So just to say that we're actively working with the ARB to implement these changes across our courses, and that these are most likely to start in 2027. And we've put on the slides the link to the ARB's own website, where they explain what this means to current and prospective students of architecture. And that's the Bartlett School of Architecture in a nutshell.
I believe next it's the Bartlett School of Sustainable Construction, in which I'm based, and I actually teach on the construction project management MSci. We have two programs, undergraduate programs. They're both relatively new. We have the first intake of construction engineering, innovation and leadership MN students this academic year. And this this course is run with some modules given to us by engineering, but the programme is based within the Bartlett School of Sustainable Construction. And the purpose of the course is to develop leaders in the space of construction, particularly for students who are interested in large-scale projects such as infrastructure projects. And as I mentioned previously within the presentation, our programs have been developed very much in collaboration with industry. So we are talking with industry throughout their development, so that everything that students are learning is helping prepare them for the world that they're going into. The construction project management degree is an integrated master's degree. It's a 4-year program with the option to take a year in the industry between the 2nd and 3rd year, turning it into a 5-year program. In the 3rd year, students are given the option to tailor their learning, and they can bias their learning either towards digital technologies such as BIM and the digital space, towards real estate, or towards management in terms of what they're doing. So that's the School of Sustainable Construction. Next, I'll pass you on to Eleanor, who's going to give you a background to the courses in the School of Planning.
Thank you, Eli, for the introduction, and thank you, Daniel, also for the overview about the School of Architecture. Can I have the next slide? Thank you. So welcome, everyone. My name is Elena Besusi. I am the program lead for the BSc in Urban Studies, but I am also the departmental undergraduate tutor, which means I have I overview quality of all our undergraduate programs and the curriculum of all our undergraduate programs. At the Bartlett School of Planning, we have 3 undergraduate programs, but we also have, for students who want to then specialize in areas of the built environment, and we have 11 MSc programs in areas such as sustainable urbanism or urban design. All our undergraduate programs are currently, all our undergraduate programs except the BSc in Urban Studies, which I will say something in a minute, are currently undergoing the regular process of reaccreditation with the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. And it's important to explain that we are chartered by the RICS for the planning and development pathway. The RICS offer pathways also around evaluation, or finance, which the school doesn't cover. But our programs are also accredited by the Royal Town Planning Institute. And this applies both to the BSc in planning, urban planning and real estate, and the BSc in urban planning, design and management. Indeed, these two programs share about 19 out of the 24 modules that you will be taking. And this is the kind of the meta of the programs, because the holistic approach, which combines the pillars of urban planning, which are urban design, climate change, sustainability, economic and social theories apply to the understanding of those social and economic processes that shapes the built environment, the technical skills in urban design, GIS, graphic skills, are what makes this program exceptional and unique. You will not find similar diversity and holistic approach to the built environment in other planning schools. So indeed, we have interdisciplinary learning taught by world-leading scholars. We are ranked 1 in the research excellence frameworks for planning and built environment. And we deliver a holistic set of skills that range from more technical skills, critical thinking skills, engagement with policy making, and problem solving. We have hands-on urban engagement in the built environment. We are connected with the planning and development industry in London and abroad. We are connected with government bodies at the local level, London level, national level, with government. And we are also connected with the realities of impacted communities. So we have a program of exchange with allowing students to engage with planning on the ground. We have field trip and site visits, international and national, across the 3 years. And we also offer a work placement for students in year 2 and year 3, where you will be engaging, you will be working as a work shadowing or engage with a potential employer for 2 weeks. And this is offered by the school to all students or any programs. Just a few words about the BSc in Urban Studies. This is a program dedicated to intellectual engagement and kind of academic engagement with the disciplines, and allows students to explore individual career pathway, taking modules in other departments of anywhere in UCL. This means that our students have taken pathways, for instance, in development, in data science, in anthropology, in economics, mixing these disciplines with studies of cities and the built environment. I think this is it, and I'll be happy to answer any questions afterwards. Thank you.
And I will hand over to Nahid, who's going to explain about the courses in Basia.
Yeah. Oh, instead of here, I'm here. I'm Richie, also one of the program director of the undergraduate program under the Bartlett School of Environment, Energy and Resource. So I'm a social scientist by training, and also economist. So what we're doing here is we usually, we have 2 programs to offer. One is the Sustainable Built Environment, Energy and Resource in the BSc route. Another one is on the MN route. So what the Bartlett School of Environment, Energy and also Resource are doing, what we usually say is we are working on the system within the built environment, particularly when we are talking about the energy system, the resource usage, or the relationship between the environment and also our built environment. So for the first program, the BSc program will be a 3-year program, which students usually of our graduate will exit as policy advisors, sustainability analysts or advisors. There will be also a 4-year MEng program. So the two programs are interrelated, which they will share the same modules in the first 2.5 years. And if you're interested in being here with us for the 4th year and also a master program that we offer the MEng route, so you can also get the experience of understanding how to engineer a more sustainable city. In the two programs, the main theme is sustainability. So we're talking about how to design a more sustainable futures, given like the case we have globally. There are usually 3 themes that we're talking about. The first theme is engineering and also environment, which there will be a big chunk of content on engineering. The second one is more on economics and also resource, which of course, except for economics, which I would say is more about policy. We're also talking about how to work between the science policy interface. Because a lot of time for sustainability, the problem is transdisciplinary. We need a lot of expertise, but then how people communicate with each other. We have the science here, we have a lot of expertise. How do you persuade the policymaker to make the change? How do you translate the language to them? So I would say we are also talking about policy in the economics and resource part. We also have the data analytic part and also decision making. One of the key themes or one of the key learning outcomes of our program is we need to learn how to make a data-informed decisions. What is efficient decisions, say, for example. And also in the future world, we all know data is very important. We're talking about a smart city, we're talking about AI world. So having those like language background and also data and background would be of paramount importance to your future career. So we're combining all of these, combining the expertise offered by our school also, so that we design this program, which is also pretty new. We have been here for like 3 years, and to design on this transdisciplinary program. The program, I would say, is also very project-based. Half of the modules in each term will be based on project-based learning. So you need to work with your group mate, with your classmate, to work on project assigned by us. Again, I would say this is very important in sustainability because no one else alone can solve the sustainability problem. And we always need to work together, and we have to train your communication skill, your working skill with others as well. For all these projects, we're also working with the industry. So it could be case like we work with the industry, there will be someone from the industry coming, or maybe the data is provided by the industry. So you have those like real-world case studies, and you will solve these real-world problems, real-world challenge on sustainability. It can be about the built environment. It can be about how to build a healthy city. It can be about building a smart city also, or it can be about engaging in new technologies. So all these like problem-solving skills with the engagement of the industry is very important because this is what our daily life challenge is when we want to go to a more sustainable road. We also have a lot of contributions from the industry. Let's say we have an industrial board to tell us, say, for example, what software like the industry need to use when students graduate. What kind of exactly real problems they are facing is like in the industry nowadays when they want to transit to net zero, say, for example. So we are bringing all these informations in the design of our program to make sure that our students, our graduate, will be ready like for the challenge in their career. Again, if you have any questions about the program, I'm happy to answer.
That's brilliant, thank you. Next, I'm going to turn over to our students who are going to give you an overview of their perspective of the courses.
Hi, I'm Jad. I'm a second-year student at the Architecture MSci program, which essentially is a 5-year integrated master program that combines the traditional BSc undergrad at the Bartlett and in architecture education and the postgrad MArch into a 5-year program with a with a final year in placement. So one of the many reasons why I chose specifically the MSci program was due to its condensed and holistic structure. Instead of other courses at the Bartlett, for example, the BSc is more focused on your creative thinking and a longer pathway, which is more in depth into the into your creative way of thinking. Rather, the MSci is a more holistic and integrated course that allows students to learn more practical and theoretical skills at an earlier stage in their education. So we learn a lot of digital skills earlier on. And another reason why, not specifically necessarily specific to the MSci program, but studying at the Bartlett is amazing. You have world-class lecturers that come from practices such as Foster and Partners, Arab, and very leading practices that teach us directly. For example, in our first year, we had a case study building which we had to design, and we were in contact with the architects that actually designed the building. So that's a very good way in setting us up for potential connections with industry in the future. Also, every week at the Bartlett, there's the Crunch Talk. The Bartlett invites architects from around the world to do a talk to any students at UCL, and it's a great way to learn about different practices across the world. For example, one of the ones that they had last year was, sorry, it was, my mind went blank. Oh my God. Wait.
Don't worry about it, Jad. I would struggle to remember because this is one every Monday and they're all so good.
Yeah, it was okay, anyways, it was just an amazing architect duo that presented their work, and being face to face and getting hands-on experience is an amazing thing that you get at the Bartlett, which I'm very happy to be at. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm a third year urban planning and real estate student within the Bartlett School of Planning. One of the reasons that I chose my course is because there aren't actually many universities that offer real estate at an undergraduate level within London. And the Bartlett is one of the only ones that I know of throughout the UK that's dual accredited. So it's accredited by the Town Planning Institute, but also by the Chartered Surveyors Institute. And I think the fact that it's dual accredited really shows through like the teaching and the skills that we gain throughout the degree. And I think the holistic nature of learning throughout the asset cycle, what sort of properties go through, and also the built environment more generally, it leads to more opportunities outside the classroom, and we're able to get in touch with the industry and find it a lot easier to negotiate the real world. And obviously the fact that the Bartlett's #1 globally for the built environment helps.
Hi everyone, my name is Firal Banasto and I'm a second year student of MSci Construction Project Management at Bartlett, the Bartlett School of Sustainable Construction. It's an integrated course, which means that it has both bachelor's and master's inside it. And it's 4 years course, as Ailey mentioned before. The reason I chose this course is because it allows, it has different aspects built into it, where we look at, if you like design, for example, if you like parts of architecture, there's opportunities to develop them further with Revit, with BIM software. And if you like more on project management, we learn about organizations, culture, and if you want to specialize on real estate, there's also that option as well, where you learn about the law and economics of it. So it has options. It allows you to choose different paths on it. The reason, more specific, why Bartlett, why UCL, it's mostly has to do with being in London is one reason. And then another one is the network that it allows you, meeting new people, people in the profession, just creating network. And I feel like that's the best part of it, of making those connections to later on build on your career as well. Thank you.